Hi guys, thanks for joining again to another video. Sam from England, Brit on board. I'm going to react to a couple of plays that I've highlighted from the Eagles-Browns game. So yes, the Eagles-Browns game, fantastic to see preseason football back, and we don't want to overreact and things like that, but I'm probably going to in this video, I'm not going to lie. So to start off with, I wanted to review the first opening drive of the game from Boston Scott's perspective. So first play here, he makes a big run.
The quarterback is Gardner Minshew, his fourth year. He hands it off to Boston Scott, who pops it outside. He's got some room along the right side before he steps.
So for me, what I liked about that was Boston Scott using his sneaky sort of small frame to get in behind, using the big linebackers and making that run and heading down the sideline to get a big play there, or fairly big play. So straight away you can see the dominance of this offensive line and how we can utilise our running back, especially someone like Boston Scott, who is experienced, played a lot of NFL games and done really well for us in previous seasons.
Steps out of bounds following a 13-yard gain.
Got a little pin pull there, getting to the outside, and what you'd like to see is those linebackers or safeties coming downhill, filling that hole, because if you don't, offense, when you're hitting, is really difficult to defend against.
It is Scott. Nice spin move, gets inside the 10. And
the only thing that annoys me with Boston Scott is that little spin move. He does it sometimes just when it's just not needed, but, you know, he still made some positive yardage on the play. But, you know, when you're playing against better players and stuff, there is going to be problems when you do those spin moves. And I remember, I think Juice Staley a couple of years ago kind of calling him out for that.
And down to about the 7.
Nice little inside handoff there, and Herb Miller.
See, I don't think he really needed to do that. I think a little shimmy, a little drop of the shoulder, and then maybe go a different way might have worked there, but, you know, I could be wrong.
Fourth and short, and the Eagles are going to go for it. It's Scott again, and did he get it?
Now, I know it's pre-season, but I really hope Boston Scott isn't in those, you know, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 sort of situations, really. I like him with those explosive plays. Unless it's on, you know, a goal line and it's a couple of yards. But I think when it's 1 yard, and especially on 4th down like that, I don't know if I really want Boston Scott being too much, you know, being expected to do too much there and get the first down, even though it is only a yard because of how small his frame is. You know, he's the same height as me, but obviously a bit more muscular.
Another handoff, and Scott is into the...
And I love that. So I think, you know, overall, that what I loved about that was, you know, you saw his versatility, you saw his sort of skill set there. I love that he jumped over, got into the end zone. And obviously, that's probably where, you know, on short yard situations, it's going to be a little bit different because he can pop out of nowhere. But what I really liked was how explosive his plays were. I liked the reviews we're seeing in training camp. So I really do think Boston Scott this year will have a massive impact again for us. Like he has done, you know. I know he kind of got relegated down and didn't get a lot of playing time until injury kind of kicked in, you know. Even when Torrens went down initially, he wasn't getting loads and loads of reps. But we'll go on to the next part now of the game, where we had another sort of explosive few plays, but we had another running touchdown, sort of focus, which I'll touch on in a minute.
What you wouldn't want to do to stretch the play to the sidelines.
3rd and long, Gainwell up the middle, nice sidestep, and he's got another Philly first down.
Yeah, it was a great little bit of run there by Gainwell. Gainwell's had a lot of sort of mixed reviews in training camp with, you know, that he's not getting plays and there's potential trust issues with him running the ball, you know, rather than, you know, just catching out of the backfield and making plays, because that's where he's been utilised more and been more sort of well known for.
When the running back jump cuts to the outside, you got to be able to play back over the top and make the play like you did.
Gainwell again gets nailed.
See, that was good hard running there. He's gone straight in, smashed it, got in, and I liked to see that from Gainwell. And this is where my kind of review or take comes into play now. We've seen those two very small drives in a preseason game that obviously doesn't mean that much. You know, those practices where, you know, you had more of the first teamers against the first teamers, they mean more than this actual game does. I know that's the way the NFL's gone now. But for me, I think what that shows is that we're going to be still a really hard running game team. You know, we're not going to go straight away from the run game like we've done really well in previous seasons, and not and try and go more throwing, because we've got those sort of bit better targets now. You've got AJ Brown, you know, you've got obviously a more experienced Smith this year, and obviously, you know, a number one target tight end now in Dallas Goedert. You know, I know Zach Ertz only played 1 or 2 games last year, but Zach, you know, he's going into it with no Zach Ertz pre-season. You know, he's the number one target at tight end. So I get that, but I think the way that we've played in this pre-season and some of the stuff I've seen in the highlights is we're going to do it, and we're going to do that run game, and we're going to use all 3 of those backs. I know, you know, my main guy, Cuz on 97.5, and a few other people saying Saunders is going to have a breakout year. I don't know if I'd trust him from a fantasy perspective. It'd be frustrating as hell, I think. But I just don't see that there's going to be... And I know that coaches come out and said... You know, Sirianni's come out and said, yeah, you know, he's my guy and stuff, but I just don't see it where he's going to be the 3 down back consistently. I think there's going to be a lot more rotation between those 3 backs, because, you know, Gainwell has obviously done well, and Boston Scott in these games and stuff. So I do think that that's going to be the main focus, is that we have a 3-headed back monster running back game going forward. So I'm going to make a real hot take here and say that we're going to still be a heavy run. We're going to be more run than we are passing, even though Jaden's got those targets. Jaden's going to run more. Those 3 guys are going to have their little bits of run and potentially, you know, cause havoc for defenses. And the offensive line's built to cater for both. But I think you're going to see multiple touchdowns for each player this year. I'm going to go out there and put my sort of neck on the line and say that Boston Scott and Gainwell will both get at least 2 or 3 different games of touchdowns, and I think Saunders will have several over, you know, the games he's played. Should all 3 stay healthy, I think they're all going to have it, and obviously Jaden will get his from a running game. I still would love to see Jordan Mailata do a you know, a play right on the 1 yard line, 2 yard line. You know, he played rugby where he was being hit with no pads, nothing, and he was running through people, and I think, you know, he could run through and score a touchdown, but I don't know if they'll risk that. Now he's like our, you know, solidified starting left tackle. So, but that would be something I'd love to see. But yeah, my reaction is to that play, to that game against the Cleveland Browns. My overreaction is we're going to run the ball more, and than what we think we are. You know, going into the season, we thought we were going to pass more. We are going to run more. We're going to be a running team again, and we're going to dominate on the ground with the run game. Thanks for watching. Let me know. Last video got over 200 views. If I can get more than that this time, I'll really appreciate your like and comment below. I'm looking to do a competition soon. As soon as I start getting a couple hundred views every week and I get to 50 subscribers, I want to do a giveaway. Thanks for watching. Take care.